remember when I was young, maybe in primary school, one of my uncles was arrested for a case of assault. And it was like a mob, so he was just there as a passive participant. But when they came to arrest the people who were involved in that crime, he was mobbed into that. And being somebody who does not understand the criminal justice system, to some extent he just accepted that he committed the offense. So if at all I was in a position to speak for him and tell him that he can't take responsibility for something that he did not do. So from there I developed that interest. If at all I can grow up and be in a position, maybe to speak for that person who cannot understand his rights, to speak for that person who cannot tell the system that this is what this person deserves in the society, that is what provoked me. I'm Catherine Amgoe, a senior probation officer based at Eldoret Probation Station. I've been in the service for the last 14 years. Our main mandate is the administration of criminal justice.
The probation officer is the link between the criminal justice and the community. He is the person that will speak for the voiceless, for the less fortunate. And the probation officer gives the person a human face. Because when a person is arrested in Kenya, they start being a statistic. You go to court, you're called by your criminal case number, and you go to prison, you're baded a number. But when you get to probation, you become a person.
Basically what a probation officer does, we start with our referrals. We get our referrals from the courts. We peruse through the file, we get the details, the offense and everything that entails to the court order. Then from there, you come to our office, we have a register. We enter those particulars into the register. Then we put into the officer in charge, into his notice. So if at all the client will be in prison, then after getting those details from the court file, the police file, I'll go to the prison. Now I interview the individual. Now I'm getting the individual history. So from there, I'll have to go to the field to get now maybe the family members, to get the victim, the complainant, the local administration. Because now this is somebody you are involving the community. I'll do the interviews if at all it will entail interviewing the family members. Then I compile the report to make my own personal judgment. That is an objective judgment. If at all this person qualifies to be granted an uncustodial sentence. Then from there, I'll open a file for the offender. Then I'll state the timelines. For example, for a newly placed probationer, after 2 weeks he's supposed to report back. Then after that, now I'll start doing my rehabilitation plan. Rehabilitation plan will now depend. From my social inquiry, maybe I'll get the criminogenic needs of this client. So that will give me an aspect of how best this person can be rehabilitated through the supervision period for him to avoid reoffending, for him to be accepted in the community, for him to realize his potential. I think the best part is the supervision, the rehabilitation. Now when it comes to probation, it's like you are putting a human face to the whole system. We had 2 community service offenders who are performing a 1-year community service order at Kokwet Secondary School. So what we experienced from the field, it was lucky that the school had totally initiated what we call tangible projects.
What they have been doing is general manual work here. When it comes to animals feeding, like they'll do the grazing of the animals, they'll feed the animals when they are about to be milked. What you can say with the probation officer, they are doing a lot of good work, like they are helping the inmates. They are helping them to come out so that they can relate with the society in a positive way. They are not like offenders when they are meeting them. The relationship is so good. So I think they are helping them.
I believe with doing such things, Actually, the rate of crime will be low. They cannot refund because now at least they have that potential, they have that capability of fending for themselves. I think the PLEAD program has been instrumental in our service. We have received quite a number of trainings, especially on community services. Through the PLEAD program, the sensitization process, now the community will understand this is what probation does, this is what the role of the probation officers, even the misconception that has been there. Our role is not just to release criminals to the community, or our role is just to recommend that these people should be incarcerated. We are part of this society, and what we are doing as a probation officer, it's like we are giving these people a chance to make a change.